stay tuned throughout this video. I'm not telling you when and where it's going to be, but I'm going to leave little clues, maybe 2, throughout the video to tell y'all what my big reveal is going to be for my power adder. So keep hooked to the video. It might be at the beginning, middle, end, never know. But it's going to be kind of hidden too, so be like an Easter egg. You'll let me know if y'all find it. Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I want to cover my top 5 mods for an SN95. These are things that I did personally to my car that made me fall back in love with it all over again. Seems like just when I was losing the vision or not wanting to go any further with it, I would do something and it would just tie it all together and bring it back and made me fall in love with my car again. So guys, it is a rainy day out, typical Florida weather. If you are new to the channel, this is my 97 Mustang GT horseplay. So my top 5 mods that made me fall in love with my car all over again. The first one is lowering springs. These cars come with this crazy 4-wheel drive looking suspension. Our Acadia stock has less fender gap than an SN95 does stock. It's insane. They look like off-road vehicles. I am running Steeda Sports on mine, front and back. I absolutely love them. It's not too low, it's not too high. You can see the fitment with the drag pack is pretty good. And that was the first thing that I did. I had Terminator Wheels on the car, and the car just set high, and it just didn't look right. Even though the Terminator Wheels was a huge improvement over the V6 wheels, something just looked off. But once I lowered it, and I got compliments left and right, that's when my the confidence in the car came forward. Just a huge improvement. Now, number 2 on my list for GT owners has got to be the exhaust. So if you're just doing a catback, you're not gaining a lot of power or freeing power. It's another mod that frees power. You don't gain power. And for those of y'all that don't know what it means, I covered it in my last video. But if you have a 300 horsepower engine, you make 255 to the wheels. An exhaust frees 10 horsepower. You still have a 300 horsepower engine, but you're making 265 at the wheels now. So I hope that makes sense. So for me, I've been through a couple of different exhaust setups. I've had the stock. I had Flowmaster 40s when I bought it, not stock, but Flowmaster 40s with a BBK X pipe. The BBK X pipe had a leak up here, no fault of BBK. It's just when whoever installed it before bent the ears over and they messed it up pretty good. So the Flowmasters, my rear brake line was leaking. I didn't know it, leaking on top of the muffler, and actually ate a hole through it. One side was good, the other side, the brake fluid had eat a hole right through it, which is pretty crazy. So from the Flowmasters, I went to DNA exhaust. I have quite a few videos of my DNA setup. I got a lot of compliments on that. The videos have thousands of views combined. They look good coming out the rear, but I'm a huge fan of how they look with dumped exhaust, how clean the rear end looks. I don't know what it is. That's just something I've always loved. So now I have the eBay Resonators, and they're dumped. Now, the eBay Resonators are pretty much equivalent to, say, a Pipes M80 or any muffler of that extent, Loudmouth 1, something like that sort. So I'm in love with the exhaust. When I'm cruising, sounds good. When I get on it, it sounds mean. It's not really mean, it's a slow car. But brings me to my next setup. I chose lowering before because, like I said, when I did the wheels and it wasn't lowered, it did not look right. So I would lower it, but my next mod is definitely wheels. Now, when I bought this car, it had V6 pony wheels on it, the tri 3-bar ones. That terrible. Stock GT wheels aren't much better. I've went through the stock V6, had a friend got the Terminators, and now I'm on the welds. I absolutely love the welds, love the look, but I don't think this is the final look. Don't know exactly what I'm going for. I love a split spoke design. I absolutely love FR500s, but I want something maybe a little bit different. I would rock FR500s in a heartbeat though. But BBS RKs are my dream wheel setup. I'm absolutely in love with that wheel, to the point where when I used to have the video games and would play it, I'd put it on every car in the game. That's how much I loved it. Now, after wheels, gotta get some tint. You can't be going around fishbowling. And if you just bought a car and the tint's crap, like I've got a few marks, you can see right there. It's where the window came out of track and it gouged it. Same back here, when the window came out of track. So this tint has to be done, but you don't want to be fishbowling it, guys. It's terrible. My Acadia don't have very good tint on the front, and the back is really good. But I want to get the front and the strip done, because it's just, especially I have a black interior. It's starting to rain a little bit harder, so let me stand back here and recover. But the tint just really complements, especially with a black car. But any car, once you get the tint in, it's crazy. It's just a stock Camry, Corolla, it don't matter. You get tint on it, it changes the appearance. And my last thing I would have to say is my rear gears. My car came stock with 308 gears, which is not performance oriented unless you have a turbo or something you need to spool higher. I'm trying to stay up underneath this ledge because it's starting to rain a little bit harder. It's not quite Sunday yet, so I don't need a bath, you know. Anyway, rear gears, I'm doing 373s. My car's an automatic, so I wanted to do 410s. But in one of my videos, you'll see I had an excellent deal on a built 31 spline carbon clutch 373 rear end that I could not pass up. And I drove almost to Miami to pick it up. Now I'm in North Florida, Ormond Beach area. So that's about an 8-hour down there and back drive. So 8 hours, 8.5 hours combined. So I meant I was getting that rear end. So these are my top 5 mods. The one honorable mention I will say is if you have a stick going to a aftermarket shifter, I hear MGW is good. When I had my Fox body, I had a Hurst, never had an issue with it. This car's an automatic. I would definitely recommend a J mod. That is my honorable mention mod, is definitely a J mod. Now, if you notice, I didn't get too far into cosmetics because everybody has their own taste. I could go, you know, the Cobra front bumper. Some people don't like it. Cobra R hood. Some people don't like it. This is something that is pretty universal, and it can go pretty much any car. I mean, I don't care if you got a Hyundai Genesis, lower it, putting wheels, putting tint on it, putting exhaust, all that stuff. It's just what transforms your car. And like I said, every time I did one of these mods that I've mentioned, that's when I just fell in love with the car all over again, and it would get me motivated again. Oh, what can I do next? What can I change? And something as simple as my fuel door that I changed. I got the speed form. You know, I got the speed form fuel door, and that was just something small that was just such a big impact that, you know, I love it. I'm going to redo the decals. You can see where I had this one off, and now I have this peeling off, which is not a huge deal because these can be replaced. So it just clips back onto the bottom right here. People tell me I would have trouble with it pulling, water pulling up like a pool of water. It's not did that, so I'm gonna have to clean it a little bit better. But I'm gonna redo all these decals. Have to get Andrew to send me another Mustang Lifestyle one. So there you go, guys. Pretty basic. What I would say that the best run-of-the-mill start mods would be. Don't start with no throttle body spacer. I mean, you can do a cold air intake. I mean, you can find them now for like 40 bucks. But as far as what's going to make a improvement, the springs made improvement on handling and the looks. Wheels, handling, and looks. So, I mean, you got some performance mixed in there. You got some appearance mixed in there. But definitely the number one in my book is also my most expensive one, which still ain't that expensive, was the rear gears. So let me know what y'all think. And did y'all find that Easter egg yet? Let me know.
I won't turn around, I done made it this far. Look back now, that wouldn't be too smart. Shoot for the stars even when it gets hard. Put my faith in the Lord with the 16 bars. I won't turn around, I done made it this far. Look back now, that wouldn't be too smart. Shoot for the stars even when it gets hard. Put my faith in the Lord with the 16 bars. I won't turn around, I won't